Everyone thought my brother was doomed to fail until he saved a stranger's life. Now I question all my opinions about him. My brother Jack is always labeled as a problem kid in our family. When he was 8 years old, he was diagnosed with LJD and OD. It was very difficult for him to complete his studies, while I successfully finished my studies with all excellent grades. At the age of 16, he skipped classes, fought, and eventually dropped out of school. Our parents tried everything, minus therapy, military-style boot camps, harsh love, minus, but none of it worked. When Jack was 17, I went to college, relieved from the constant drama. Over the next 5 years, our contact was reduced to mandatory holiday calls. The latest news about Jack from his family is always negative. Being fired from another job, another failed relationship, and financial problems. 3 years ago, when he no longer showed up at family gatherings, it seemed that no one was surprised. Jack is Jack, my mom would sigh. Last Thanksgiving, he unexpectedly accepted my mother's invitation. I am afraid to see him minus an awkward conversation, the inevitable tension when someone mentions his recent disappointment. When he arrived, I can hardly recognize him. The messy appearance and defensive posture vanished. He was well-dressed, made eye contact, and even helped out in the kitchen without being asked. During dinner, we all maintained polite conversations and carefully avoided any topics that might lead to arguments. Jack looks different now, calmer and more composed, but I still remain skeptical. I have seen too many new leaf stages before. After dinner, a few of us decided to walk to the nearby park to digest the desserts. When we were strolling along the pond, a commotion broke out ahead. A teenage boy fell from the ice about 20 feet off the coast. Before everyone could react, Jack kicked off his shoes and rushed towards the pond. Call 911. When he lay on the ice and spread his weight, he shouted. The rest of us froze, watching in terror as he walked towards the struggling teenager bit by bit. When the ice beneath Jack began to crack, he didn't hesitate. He dived into the icy water and swam towards the boy, who was now almost above the water surface. Jack lifted the boy's head with one arm and cleared a path leading to the shore with the other. When the medical staff arrived, Jack had already pulled the boy to a safe place. Both of them were trembling violently, but the caregivers said that without Jack's intervention, the boy would have died of hypothermia within minutes. When they wrapped Jack in a thermal blanket, I overheard a caregiver ask, "Where did you learn water rescue skills?" "Fire department training," Jack replied, his teeth trembling. "I have been a volunteer firefighter for 2 years. We didn't know for 2 years that night. After Jack finished taking a bath and changing his clothes, I found him alone in the kitchen. "Why didn't you tell anyone about the fire?" I asked. He shrugged his shoulders. "Will anyone believe me, or was it just Jack trying to draw attention again?" His words struck me as if they had hit me in the stomach. He is right. Sipping coffee, Jack shared a story that neither of us was too lazy to ask 3 years ago. After hitting rock bottom, he moved to a small town 2 hours drive away and found a job at an auto shop. His boss is a volunteer firefighter, and he suggested that Jack join this department. For the first time, his impulse became an asset rather than a liability. His willingness to take risks and make quick decisions minus qualities that our family has always criticized minus make him an outstanding emergency responder. "I didn't tell anyone because I wanted to prove to myself first that I could keep going," he explained. "When I knew I could do it, it seemed that everyone had already decided who I was." The next morning, I drove to Jack's small town. His fire chief showed me their recognition wall, on which Jack's photo appeared twice to honor his excellent service. His colleagues at the car store described him as their most reliable mechanic. His landlady called him the best tenant in the building. For years, our family has been spreading outdated stories about Jack, focusing only on his failures and missing out on his transformation. We are so devoted to the narrative of Bastard Jack that we make it impossible for him to be anyone else in our eyes. I have seen Jack 5 times since Thanksgiving. Last week I attended his graduation ceremony. Minus he attended night school and got a GED without telling us anyone next month. He will start the training for nursing staff sometimes. When we have the opportunity to go beyond the worst moments, the person we fire the fastest has the ability to do extraordinary things. My brother told me that the stories we tell about people either lead them back to the past